let's just get started with the warm-up, and we'll get right into it. And also, please let me know if the lighting's terrible or if anything starts like going wrong for you during this. Since this is week 1, this is sort of like the beta test, I guess, of this whole new setup. So we shall see. All right, arm circles back. We're going 10 back, and then we'll do 10 forward. I was getting so stressed out, I thought that I would have to cancel the class or go back to Instagram and Facebook. It's going to be a whole thing, but thankfully, we got it up and running. I figured it couldn't go perfectly the first week. That would be too easy. All right, we're going 10 forward now. We're still on supersets this week. I know everybody's been enjoying those, so that's good. All right, when you've done your 10 forward, we're going to take a nice wide stance, coming down to the floor, and you're going to be rotating up towards the ceiling. We'll do 5 on each side, so 10 total. And I tried to write it in the chat section, but I doubt it actually went through because things were going really funky at that point. But same as last week, you'll want a heavy book and 2 light hand weights. I'm using 2 soup cans for accessories to use this evening. And that's it. Everything else is body weight. All right, let's get into some high kicks. So kicking the leg up, reaching for the toes with the hand. If you can't reach your toes, that's okay. Just kicking the leg up. Leg doesn't have to be straight. There can be a bend in the knee. We'll do 8 on each side. And then going into a knee pull from here. So grabbing onto the knee, pulling in towards the chest. 8 on each side for this as well. All right, then we're going to do one more stretch. This one's for the hamstrings. My hamstrings have been feeling a little bit tight lately, so I'm selfishly including this. You're going to be crossing one leg over the other and then reaching down to touch the toes. You should feel this stretch along the back of the back leg. And as per usual, no music today, because of licensing stuff. So please feel free to put on a fun workout mix at home for your own enjoyment. All right, excellent. Supersets this evening. We've got them all on the phone here. So we're going to start with doubling up on the glutes. So we're going to start on the floor. I'll run through all the exercises before we get started, so you guys will be able to see them. We're going to start with a glute bridge. We're going for 20 lift and lower. And then after you do your 20, you're lifting and squeezing like crazy and holding for 45 seconds, which I can time on my stopwatch, or if you're on a different cadence for me, then you can time at home. We'll do that for 3 sets. Then we're going into a lunge to balance. This is just body weight, so hands can be wherever feels good. Stepping back into the lunge, coming up into a balance with the leg, back into the lunge, up into the balance. Now, if the balance doesn't feel good, leave it out and just tap down with the toe. And we're supersetting with our old favorite surrenders, or kneeling up downs as I call them because I hate the name surrenders. So hands in front of the chest, or if you want to make it harder, they can be behind the head. Coming up, keep a little bit of a squat position, back down to the knee, back up on the same side, back down. We'll do 10 on one side and then switch and do 10 on the other. That's it for the legs. For upper body work, we're going to be doing a push-up to side plank rotation. So starting in your push-up position, you can be down on your knees for this or up on your toes if you want to be against the edge of the countertop. That also works. But you're going to be doing a push-up and then rotating into a side plank. If you're on your knees, it will look like this. Down, and then rotate, and then other side, down, and then rotate. And we're supersetting with a front shoulder raise. So you'll want your soup cans for this one up to shoulder height, back down, shoulder height, back down. So we'll do 10 of the push-ups and then 15 of the front raises. Then holding onto the cans, we're going into our reverse flies. So pushing back through the hips and winging back with the arms, keeping a little bit of bend in the elbow and focusing on squeezing through the shoulder blades. And then we're ending on some tricep dips. Find the edge of a chair, edge of a couch, and you're just dipping down and pressing up. And that is the superset circuit. So let's get started. Everybody doing okay? Oh, yes, Sophie, this is the beautiful new webcam that I got. Everything is going to be easier and clearer from here on out. I'm very excited. All right, so starting with 20 glute bridges and then 45-second hold. I will leave you guys to count for yourselves so that you don't feel obligated to match my cadence. But I will let you know when I'm starting the timer for the 45-second hold in case you're doing the same speed as I am. All right, when you're ready, go. And make sure that you're squeezing the heck out of your glutes like you're trying to crack a nut in there. Your hips should be coming up level with your knees at the top of the bridge. All right, I'm coming up on my first 20. And I'm starting the timer right now. 45-second hold if you're holding along with me. Again, make sure that you're keeping your butt squeezed this entire time because you don't want this to get into your low back. It should be all glutes and core. When we get to 45 seconds, we're going to take a break. We got about 15 seconds left. This one is not too bad, just a little warm up for the glutes. And 3, 2, 1, relax. All right, my glutes are already feeling that one. Hopefully yours are too. If they're not, it means you are not squeezing hard enough. Squeeze harder is my advice to you. We have 2 more sets of that. Oop, forgot to set this. Generally taking a 30-second break in between each superset, just to give your body a little bit of time to recover. We've got about 10 more seconds of rest left, and then we're going back into that lift and then hold. All right, round 2. 20 lift and lowers, and then 45 seconds to hold. Make sure your feet are about hip width apart on this one. Heels right under the knees, so your feet shouldn't be too far out. All right, I'm holding here for 45 seconds. Glutes are definitely awake. If you feel your hips slowly lowering, give them a little boost back up. We've got 10 seconds left. And 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, one more set. And then we'll move on to some quad work. Well, now that the whole technical error part is over, I'm actually very excited about this YouTube situation. I think it's going to be a lot easier to handle rather than having two platforms trying to run at the same time. All right, we've got about 10 more seconds to rest, and then we're going into our last superset. All right, get into position. Last 20, and then last 45-second hold. And 3, 2, 1, and I'm holding here, 45 seconds on the clock. Keep all the push going through your heels right now to keep it in the glutes. Keep it strong. Oh, my glutes are burning! Burning like fire. And we still have so much time left. 15 seconds. But then we get a break and move on to the quads. All right, last 5 seconds here. And 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, your butt should hurt right now. I sincerely hope it does. All right, we're going into our lunge and then kneeling up, down, superset. Also, I do realize that the lighting isn't super ideal, but because I live in a teeny tiny little studio, literally the only space I have to do this is right in front of my bright window. And so I don't really have any other options unless I like hang a sheet up or something, which I'm not gonna do. So it will have to work. I think it's still better than Facebook regardless. Okay, so we're starting with, I don't think I gave a number for lunges. We're doing 12 lunges to balance on each side, and then we're going into 10 per side of those kneeling up downs. Because this is all unilateral work, meaning we're doing one leg at a time, and the same thing on both legs, it does take a little bit of time. So turn up your music, be patient, and just get into the groove. All right, let's start with those lunges. Either side can start. We're doing the same thing on both legs, so it doesn't matter. Everything is staying even, keeping the upper body nice and balanced over both legs, looking for a right angle in each leg as you come down. Back knee should not touch the floor. Mine just did. Bad example. Back knee should not touch the floor when you come down. So keeping an inch or so above the floor. And then as you come up, don't think about so much pressing off your back foot as pressing up through your front heel. Back foot is a balance. As per usual, I didn't count for myself, so I'm going to do 2 more and then I'm going to switch, but you should be doing 12 on each side. Please count. Don't be like me. Setting a really good example for these workouts, clearly. If you want to hold weights while you're doing this, please feel free. If you have them on hand, never hurts to add a weight. I've got 2 more, and then I'm coming down to my knees for those, whew, if I don't fall over first, for those kneeling up downs. Again, either leg can start. You might want to start with the leg that you didn't just work on to give it a little bit of relief. If it's too much to keep bending your legs, like if your quads are really dying, just stand all the way up before you come back down. But do try to challenge yourself a little bit and try to keep tension in the quads for as much of it as you possibly can to maximize the workout. When you get to 10 on one side, you're going to switch to leading with the other leg. So you can tell I'm already breathing pretty hard. So clearly, it's working. I'm also talking a lot. When you get to 10 on the other side, you're going to take a break. I personally have 2 more. And done. All right. We're taking 30 seconds to rest. My heart is pounding. It's a good thing. How are we doing on heart rate? Oh, I forgot to start my thing. Heart rate isn't registering. That's okay. That's okay. 10 more seconds to rest, and then we're going back into those lunges. All right. Go ahead and get in position. Again, either leg can start, doesn't matter. 12 on each side. And again, you do not have to go at this tempo. I would try to keep it this tempo or slower. You don't want to try to bust through these too fast because you don't want to injure yourself, and you really want to focus on form and balance. The slower you go, the more muscular control you are exerting. When you get to your 12 on each side, heading down to the knees for those fun little surrenders. All right, up we go. I don't know if it makes you guys feel better, but I still pick the exercises that I don't like to do, just in case there's somebody out there who does. And because they are effective. But generally, this is one of my absolute least favorite exercises. But you know what? When we're all 80 years old and we're trying to get up off the floor, this is your jam. This is your bread and butter. This is practice for that. You'll be so strong, you won't even have to think about it. It'll just be natural. When you get to 10, go ahead and switch sides. Go for 10 on the other side. And then we're taking a break. All right. If you have come to your break, take it. Just about 30 seconds. Stop and grab water whenever you need it. You do not need to wait for an official break to take a drink. If you're thirsty, quench your thirst. All right. Everybody doing okay so far? Teeny tiny little group today. That's expected. I feel like it's gonna take a while for this stuff to take off. Okay, we got one more set. My heart is still pounding from the last set, but that's okay. All right, going for last 12 on each side. When you get to your 12, switch sides. I've also made the decision, I didn't have time for this week since this all kind of happened quickly. But I think I'm just gonna write a bunch of like stupid pump up instrumental tracks and use those as background music, because I feel like this silent workout is just sad. So much more energy when there's music to listen to. All right, when you get to your 12, coming down to the knees for the last surrenders. Or kneeling up downs. Calling them kneeling up downs. If this is hard on your knees, by the way, you can use like a pillow or double up your mat if you have a mat. Find a rug, a towel folded in like thirds. Just anything that'll give you a little bit extra padding under the knees. And also control your path downward. So try not to just plunk onto the knee. Try to sit or kneel gradually into it. And that'll help with the impact. Okay, when you get to 10, switch sides. Lights are done after this, by the way. So this is your last burst of leg energy that you need to exert. That's the word I'm looking for. Exert. All right, I've got my last two here. I think, once again, I forgot to count. All right. Whew. Let's open a window, shall we? Get a little fresh air. My goodness. Okay. Take a breather. Get a longer break between full sets. So we'll take 45 seconds before our first arm exercise. So we are supersetting that push-up with the rotation. And remember, you can do this on your toes. You can do this on your knees. If you're doing this against the edge of your couch or a countertop, it's all still the same. You're just changing the plane of motion that you're in. You're still getting that rotation, but it's just slightly modified to fit whatever feels good for you. All right, we got a little bit of rest time left. That being said, if you don't have any injuries or joint pain or discomfort, anything like that, that prevents you from pushing a little bit harder, I would definitely encourage you to challenge yourself. So if doing these on a countertop is pretty easy, try it on your knees. Try going up a level. See how it feels. You can always do half and half on your knees, half on the counter, whatever you want, but push yourself a little bit. Okay, we're going for 10 of these, so it'll end up being 5 rotations on each side, and then we're going into 15 front raises with your light hand weights or food cans, whatever you're using. And just a quick reminder of your correct push-up form. You're keeping your tailbone tucked in so that your core stays engaged, and don't let the scapula wing back towards each other. So think about pressing back through the shoulder blades. So you don't want to hunch in your upper back, but almost. And then as you come down, you're not sending the elbows out, you're sending them back at 45 degrees. All right, that's my first one. 5 on each side. Getting a little bit of secret oblique work in here too. With these side planks. Keep that core engaged. Keep the glutes engaged. Don't let your neck drop down as you come into your push-up. Try to keep your spine and your neck in line. When you've done your 10, grab your light hand weights. We're going for 15 raises to the front. Keeping the shoulder blades engaged so that the shoulders aren't rounded forward. Core engaged, tail contact. All right, when you get to your 15, take a break. Shoulders should be feeling this for sure. For sure, for sure. All right, base the next round off of your last round. So if the last round is kind of like, meh, good enough, easy enough, try the next level up on your push-ups, or try to get like an extra couple reps on your knees, on your toes, whatever you're doing. And try to push it a little bit. You wanna feel it. You wanna feel a pleasant little burn and fatigue in your arms. If you can hold a conversation with somebody while you're doing these and feel like you're not that out of breath, work harder. Work harder, but work smart. Okay, round 2. Starting with that push-up and rotation. Whew. I am feeling that one for sure. It's a lot of time on the shoulders. All right, straight into your front raises. Keep that core engaged. Keep the glutes engaged. Don't let the arms swing as they come down, so none of this. Keep a nice controlled muscle movement. And when you're done with your 15, take another break. We're going a little bit longer than 30 seconds for our breaks for these because these muscles, specifically your shoulders, are working really, really hard. And you'll notice greater fatigue than you do in your legs because the muscles are a lot smaller. So we're giving them just a smidge more time to rest. As long as we're keeping it under 60 seconds or so, we're good. So 45 should be just about right. Getting in good shape for the last round, which this is. And then we're almost done, guys. We actually might hit the 6:30 cutoff regardless. That's good. All right, last round. Save a little bit of energy for the last arm exercise, which is the next superset. But push yourself a little bit on this one. Push safely. All right, I've got my last two here. You'll notice I'm not taking these push-ups as low. And that is because my arms are just about fried. And I want to keep some of my strength and energy for the last arm exercise. When you finish your 15, you get a full minute to rest before we go into our last superset for the arms. After this, we've just got core and then done. Easy peasy. Okay, so we are supersetting a reverse fly and some tricep dips. So if you've been doing my classes every week, then these should be familiar. If you haven't, let me demonstrate again. Pushing back through the hips, keeping the back flat. So you don't want an exaggerated arch. You don't want to slump. I want to think about if there's a door behind you that you're trying to shut with your butt. That's the position you want. Spine is nice and neutral. It's normal to have a little bit of a curve because, you got a butt, it curves. But you don't want to be like way out here. So nice neutral spine, a little bit of bend in the elbows, and then you're winging back and squeezing the shoulder blades together. So from the front, you're seeing this. Arms are coming out in sort of this bent T position. And you want to feel the shoulder blades really, really connect, really squeeze. A little bit of momentum is actually okay on this. So if you're swinging up and out, that's fine. And then we're going into tricep dips second. So hands on the edge of whatever you're using, bench, seat, couch. You want them pretty tight into the hips, and then when you scoot your butt off the edge, you want to keep that butt and your back in pretty close. You don't want to be way out here. And then the straighter your legs are, the harder it'll be. And then you're just dropping straight down and pressing up. Make sure that your shoulders aren't hunching up around the ears for this one. You want to keep them nice and relaxed, so it's just elbows bending and pressing and activating the tricep. Okay. Reverse flies. This is it, guys. This is the last one. Push back through the hips, core and glutes engaged. Oh, I didn't give you numbers. We're doing 15 flies and then 12 dips. Really focus on squeezing those shoulder blades. Feel it in the back and the backs of the shoulders. When you get to your 15, jumping right into those dips. This is not too bad. Probably an easier superset. Take a break. We'll keep it to 30 seconds on this one. That being said, if you want to take a longer break, the cans that I'm using is hand weights. Only weigh about a pound each. So these reverse flies are not very challenging. I can feel them, but they're not very challenging. So if you have hand weights at home that you're using that are heavier, and these are harder, and you feel like you need a longer break because you've fatigued your muscles a little bit more, take a longer break, please. Please, 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 be my guest. But if you're on the 30-second break, join with me again. We're going into round 2. 15 flies. Don't let your head drop down. So again, neck should be in line with the spine. I need to stop talking. I know that I'm explaining the exercises, but every time I talk, I stop counting for myself, and then I just don't know what I'm doing anymore. Also, if the dips aren't challenging enough, try straightening out the legs and have them way out here. If even that's too easy, cross one over the other. When you get to 12, take a little break. All right. I feel like I'm pulling apart my couch here. Not 12 seconds, 30 seconds to rest. Then we go into our last superset, and then we got core. Easy peasy. How many times do I say that in each workout? I feel like it's a lot. I need to come up with something else. All right. 30 seconds up. This is it. Final superset for the upper body. And then it's core time. Sorry, I got sirens outside my window. A little bit loud, but doing the same thing, 15 flies, and then 12 dips. All right. This is it. Last dips. When you get to 12, you're done. All right. Bravo. Take a break while I demonstrate our core superset. So, 2 exercises back to back, 30 seconds each. Sorry, my head's cut off. There we go. 2 exercises back to back, 30 seconds each. We're gonna, that was my knee that just popped. We're gonna go through 3 rounds of the supersets, and then we'll be good. We'll be done. So we're starting with a dead bug. Another wonderful name. But you'll see why it's called that in a second. So if you think about a portable bug lying on its back, you're starting essentially in that position. So knees up, arms up, and then you're extending opposite arm, opposite leg, out as low as is comfortable. Bring it back to the center, and then other side, out, alternating sides, out, and out. If this bothers your low back, keep the leg up higher or don't extend fully straight. Give a little bit of bend in the knee, or both. You can also put like a rolled up towel or something under your tailbone to help support it a little bit. If you want to make this more challenging, you can do what I'm going to be doing, which is to keep my shoulders lifted off the ground as I extend out. So it'll be a little bit more engagement through the core. And then we're supersetting with a simple plank variation, doing a high plank with a knee tuck, sort of like a slow motion mountain climber. I think there's like a mountain walk, I guess. So high plank position, tailbone tucked, core engaged, and then you're just tucking the knees in, alternating sides. Simple. If the knee tuck doesn't feel comfortable, just hold your high plank and hang out there. All right, as I said, 30 seconds of each. Ooh, you guys got extra rest time on that one. That was yammering. Yammering away. Okay, starting with the dead bug, 30 seconds, and then 30 seconds of plank directly afterwards. So, 3, 2, 1, get right into it. Keep these nice and slow and controlled too. These should not be fast. If you do them fast, you're not getting nearly the amount of muscle control, and you also risk a greater chance of injury because you're not necessarily going to be able to feel if your lower back is tweaking. So keep these chill. It's not a race. And switch. Timer's on. Right into that plank. And tuck, tuck, tuck. Don't let the hips creep up. Keep them nice and low. Hands stay right under the shoulders. Head stays up. You can find a spot like 8 inches in front of you, 6 inches in front of you, and just stare at it as a way to not let the head drop. Last 5 seconds, we're almost there. 3, 2, 1, and break. All right, round 1 done. Nicely done. I can't see you, but I know you're doing an awesome job. 30 seconds to rest, and then we are heading into round 2, dead bug, high plank superset. Good stuff, people, good stuff. All right, get in position, knees up, arms up, and 3, 2, 1, round 2. On these, try to tuck your tailbone under, like scoop under with your pelvis, and that'll help keep your lower back on the floor. It'll ensure that you're engaging the lower abdominals. I can't see the clock. Oh, all right, switch. Switch, switch, switch. Timer's on. High plank, knee tuck. Last 10 seconds, and then a break. Last 5, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, 30-second rest. Ooh, got a little head brush there. 30-second rest, 1 more round, and then we'll cool down. We're doing okay on time, actually. This is good. Yeah. Alrighty. Last one. Get in position. And 3, 2, 1, and go. Just the timer. And 3, 2, 1, and switch. Looking over into your plank. Timer's on. Don't let your upper body creep back. Make sure that those hands are staying firmly planted under the shoulders. Neck is level with the spine. Hips aren't lifted too high. Tailbone is tucked. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Every time I say that, I just want to quote Gimli. But I feel like not enough people would get that reference. You're done. That's it. Take a moment. Breathe. Relax. Let's cool down. So let's actually stay on the mat and do a figure 4 stretch to start. I don't always do these, but they actually feel pretty fantastic. So crossing left ankle over right knee, reaching through around the back of the right thigh, and then just pulling that left leg towards you. You should feel a nice stretch along the left glute and hamstring down the back of your leg. We'll hang out here for 20 seconds or so, and then we're going to switch sides. All right. Right ankle over left knee, reaching around behind the left leg. Pull that right leg towards you. Oof. I don't know about you guys, but my dominant side, just my right side, is so much tighter. There's such a massive difference between the two. Which is normal, but it's good to spend a little bit of focus on that tighter side. Oh my goodness. All right, 10 more seconds here. All right. Oh, come on up to a seated position. And then we're going to get into a little hip flexor stretch. So bringing one knee forward. You want that foot a little bit farther out from under the knee because we're going to sink down until the knee is directly over the ankle and the foot. And your back leg should feel a stretch right along the front of that hip flexor there. It should feel good. Try to keep the upper body. Don't bend forward over the leg. You want to keep it nice and balanced and upright. And I know it's hard to relax in this position, but try to relax and take some deep breaths and really sink into it to deepen the stretch. And again, with this one, if your dominant side is much tighter, like mine is, you'll probably feel it more on one side than on the other. All right, a couple more seconds here, and then we're going to switch. All right, taking the left leg forward, again, a little bit farther forward than under the knee, and then you're going to sink forward until, that knee is right over the ankle. Definitely feeling that in the back hip flexor, so you should feel this in your right hip flexor as it stretches out. Couple more seconds, and then we'll come up to the feet. All right. Arms. Ooh. Let's cross left arm over the right side. You can grab right behind the elbow. Don't grab right on the elbow. And then keep a little bit of bend in that arm as you pull. You should feel this along the back of the shoulder. Should be just a gentle stretch. It's probably not super, super tight, but we did work that area. So I want to relax it a little bit. Also, since I have this channel now, I'm definitely going to be posting the low impact cardio workouts, go ahead and switch sides, that I've been promising forever and that I haven't actually done because circumstances have gotten in the way, but I'm going to start posting those. They won't be live streams, but they will just be videos that people can follow along with. I'll probably do the same for some core workouts, just like quick 10-minute core workouts that you can do when you're pressed for time. And then any like requests that anybody has, I'm really, really open to requests if there's material that you want to see on here. I personally am physically not capable of doing any high impact cardio, but I would be happy to teach a virtual streaming class. Go ahead and grab the hands behind the back and press out through the chest. Really, really arch that back. This is one time when this is okay. I would be happy to teach them and have people do the high impact cardio with me just telling you guys what to do and me not participating. And then we're coming forward. So that is a possibility as well, but only if there's enough interest. And then I also had the thought of maybe doing some nutrition-based videos to try to counteract the sort of toxic diet culture that's been going around a lot in quarantine because companies are trying to feed off of people's insecurities because everybody's so much more sedentary than usual. And I think that's bullcrap. So let's grab the hands in front, push back through the shoulder blades. So I was thinking about doing some nutrition material to try to bust some of those nutrition myths and approach it from like a mental health angle too, a little bit. Yeah, so just some ideas, but if anybody has requests, please let me know. Now I can say this, like all the YouTube-y people out there, write it in the comments. Add a comment, let me know. Like and subscribe. Gosh, I watch way too much YouTube. Okay, quad stretch. If you need to hang on to something for balance, that's fine. Just grabbing the ankle, pulling the heel towards the butt, and then just making sure that the knees are staying even with each other and that you're not arching through the back. So make sure that tailbone is staying tucked. And we'll hang out here 20 seconds, and then we'll switch. Also, if you want to get notified when I post new material, I'm fairly sure that there's a little bell that you can click. I sound like I'm about 100 years old. There's a little bell that you can click I think it'll tell you, I don't know if you have to be on YouTube to get the notification or if they'll send you an email. Go ahead and switch sides. But I think it'll tell you when I post something new. You can tell I've got this YouTube thing figured out. Yep. Doing really well. All right, let's do one big deep breath. I don't usually do these, but I feel like I need one right now. So just big inhale in, stretch up as high as you can. Oh, really stretch through that back. And then big release. And we're done. We did it. Accomplished. YouTube worked, I think. Yeah. All right, that is all for this week. I'm going to stick to YouTube because it appears to be working. So we'll keep doing this every week, same time, same place. And then anything I post in between the Wednesday workouts will be just uploaded videos that I record separately. But it should be all available on the same channel, same platform. Good. So yeah, like and subscribe. I feel like such a doofus saying that, but please like and subscribe. Please. All right. I'll see you guys next week.